Hi, this is Sun Scorpio 8, and I wanted to share this information with my fellow YouTubers. One of my sisters sent me an article entitled, "If Trends Continue, We'll All Be Fat in 40 Years." Now, in the article, it specifically talks about how African American, or excuse me, Black women in America um, are most obese. And hi, this is Sun Scorpio 8, and I wanted to share this information that I received from one of my sisters with my fellow YouTubers. She sent me an email. It's an article, I think MSNBC. I'll post a link on the side. And the article is titled, "If Trends Continue, We'll All Be Fat in 40 Years." And the reason I'm making this video is because in the article it specifically states that according to the trends that some U.S. groups are most obese. They have the highest rates of obesity and overweight. And of course, that group, unfortunately, is African American women or Black women here in America. And then Mexican American men follow that up. So I just wanted to read part of the article, and I wanted to provide some tips that could possibly help my fellow Black women here in America. All right, according to the article, weight problems will be most acute among African Americans and Mexican Americans. This is the projection of the study. All black women could be overweight by 2034, according to this study. And more than 90% of Mexican American men. That's not good. Also, the article states that currently 78% of African American women here in the United States are obese or overweight. 78%. That's a very high percentage. These projections were published in the journal Obesity, and they're based on a government survey data collected between the 1970s and 2004. And the article further states that if the trends of those years continue, the researchers estimate that 86% of American adults could be at least mildly overweight. So the projection for all of America is that by 2048, every American could be at least slightly overweight. But I specifically wanted to focus on that 78% of African American women who are currently overweight or obese. And the scary factor of the projection that I don't know how they could generalize like this, but it's based off trends. All Black women could be overweight by 2034. So it's really not a generalization. Going off of the trend data. I want to give some tips of some things that I do that really helps me with my health. In a few of my books, I have a lot of different health books that I've collected over the years. And as far as habits and food goes, I can say for sure, number one, when you get up in the morning, the best thing to do is to drink water, is to drink a lot of water. I know a lot of people drink coffee, but I think the main problem with coffee is there's no moderation. That's an important word when you have a relationship with food. It's a very important word. And one thing my mom always said, well, two things actually. I want to mention that my mom has always said, here in America, Americans don't know what moderation is when it comes to food, especially they don't know what moderation is, and then they don't know how to rest their stomach. And I'll get into those two things as quickly as I can before my 10 minutes is up. So some things I do when I get up in the morning, I don't eat anything initially. I'll drink water as I'm preparing for work. When I get in the car, I'm drinking water. When I get on the train, I'm drinking water. Now, when I get to work, of course, I'm still drinking water, but I have a pretty, my job, I have to do a lot of thinking and stuff, and so I find that I need to munch in the morning time. So in the morning time, I always have fruit. Um, in '06 or '07, I started making cashew butter. So one of my favorite breakfast treats, which is not the proper combination, but I still like it, is cashew butter and apples. And that would really fill me up for the day. So some breakfast items I would recommend: water, of course, and fruit. Another thing is in '05, smoothies in '05. Um, for quite a few months there, all I would have for breakfast every day of the week was my water and smoothies. I wouldn't have anything else. For a while, for about a year, I was hooked on a banana smoothie, and I would mix it with flaxseed meal. Um, and it would really just be the banana, the flaxseed meal, and the rice milk. And I thought it was really good. I liked it. So that would be breakfast. We're eating too heavy for breakfast. We're supposed to break the fast, but I think we break the fast a little too quick and a lot too heavy, if that makes sense. So the food is too heavy and we break the fast too quick. We don't get our bodies time to warm up, time to really wake up. That's the first thing. And also in the morning time, everyone should be eliminating. You should be getting rid of that old waste from the day before, or from that last meal from the day before, I should say. And for lunchtime, that is really when we should be eating our heaviest meals. That's when the sun is highest in the sky, and that's when we digest foods most quickly, when the sun is highest in the sky. So that's really when you should be having your most heavy meal. And I want to talk about all the fried foods and all that butter and stuff is really not good for you at all. If you are eating meats, I'm vegan. I don't eat any animals at all anymore. I used to, but even when I was eating animals, we really didn't fry anything a lot. Even our fish, we didn't fry a lot. We did a lot of baking and broiling. Um, so that's another good tip. I also want to talk briefly about dinner. Now, after 6 o'clock, you should not be eating anything. If you are hungry, you should drink your meal. A juice, a fresh juice that is, or a smoothie is what I would recommend. So you really have to stay on top of your game, which can be difficult with this busy lifestyle that we live here in America. I know I'm running out of time, so I've got to be really quick with this. Also, I'll probably make a part two, but also the other thing is exercising, of course. I always talk about exercising. It's very, very important, and I believe that women especially should do weight training and cardio. What I like to do at the gym is body pump. That's my weight training class, and I do that 2 to 3 times a week. The next class I would recommend is a cycle class or a step aerobics class or both. A yoga class also. Stretching to stretch your muscles. It's a really good idea to do that. I'm running out of time, so I'm probably going to make a part two to this because I have a lot more to say, because that 78% of black women being overweight or obese, we can definitely fix that if we stay committed to a healthy lifestyle. All right, this is Sun Scorpio 8. I'm going to do a part two really quickly before I go to bed.